In the peaceful valley of Leora, surrounded by whispering woods and glittering lakes, lived a princess named Alara. From the day she was born, there was something special about her. The moment she laughed for the first time, birds flew to her windowsill and sang the sweetest melodies. When she cried, deer appeared in the palace garden, their eyes full of concern. The king and queen were puzzled at first, but as Alara grew, they realized the truth. She could understand animals, and more astonishingly, they could understand her too. Alara's gift was kept secret from most of the kingdom. Only her parents and her closest companion, a clever talking squirrel named Pip, knew the truth. Pip had lived with Alara since she was 5 years old. He wore a tiny green vest and carried a pouch of seeds wherever he went. The two were inseparable, often found in the royal gardens, whispering and giggling as they plotted adventures or helped little creatures in need. Each morning, Alara would wake with the sun and visit the stables to talk with the horses. She knew which ones liked extra brushing, which ones had strange dreams, and which ones missed the meadows beyond the castle. After that, she would head to the kitchen garden, where the birds and mice shared gossip, news from the village, and once even helped her find the baker's lost kitten. One day, as Alara and Pip were strolling along the forest path beyond the castle walls, they noticed something strange. The forest was unusually quiet. No bird songs, no rustling from rabbits or squirrels. Even the wind seemed to whisper less. Alara, Pip said, twitching his tail, "This doesn't feel right. The animals are hiding." Just then, a hedgehog scampered out from behind a bush, out of breath and wide-eyed. "Princess Alara," he squeaked. "Something terrible has happened. The great oak is fading." Alara's eyes widened. The great oak was the heart of the forest, a magical tree older than the kingdom itself. Its roots stretched for miles, and its branches touched the sky. It was said to protect the animals of Leora and keep balance between nature and the world of people. "Lead the way," Alara said at once, with Pip on her shoulder and the hedgehog leading the way. They journeyed deep into the forest. As they approached the ancient grove where the great oak stood, Alara felt the change. The leaves were no longer vibrant green, but tinged with grey. The air was thick with silence. Gathered around the tree were animals of every kind: foxes, owls, wolves, raccoons, even a shy bear, all looking at Alara with desperate eyes. A wise old owl named Arlo flew down and spoke gravely. "Princess Alara, the tree is ill. Its magic is fading. We believe something has broken the bond between the forest and the castle." Alara stepped closer to the great oak and placed her hand on its bark. She closed her eyes, trying to listen not with her ears, but with her heart. A slow whisper reached her mind. Too many walls, not enough listening, forgotten promises. She opened her eyes and looked around. Something has changed in the way the kingdom treats the forest. "We must find out what." Pip nodded. "We need to talk to someone who knows the history, someone who remembers the old ways." The animals agreed, and Arlo suggested visiting the treetop hermit, a reclusive raccoon who lived in the tallest tree and kept records of forest events. Climbing up to the hermit's tree was no easy task, but Alara managed with help from Pip and the squirrels. The raccoon, whose name was Trumbull, wore tiny glasses and had a long memory. When Alara explained what was happening, Trumbull nodded slowly. "Ah yes, the Treaty of the Green Veil, signed generations ago between your great-grandmother and the forest elders. It promised mutual respect. No trees cut without asking, no animals harmed, no magic disturbed. But we still follow those rules," Alara said. "Don't we?" Trumbull scowled. "Not anymore. In the past month, men from the castle have started digging near the southern hills, where the forest's oldest roots lie. They don't know they're hurting the yoke, but they are. Alara's heart sank. I have to stop them. That night, she returned to the castle and spoke to her father, King Thorian. Father, the forest is suffering. The workers digging near the hills are harming the great oak. We have to stop. The king frowned. Those men are building the new road to the harbour. It's important for trade. But what about the forest? The magic, she insisted. King Thorian sighed. We've seen no proof, Alara. You must understand, there are many things to consider. Frustrated but determined, Alara knew what she had to do. The next morning, she gathered her courage and stood in the town square. With Pip on her shoulder and animals gathered behind her, she revealed her secret to the people of Leora. I can speak with animals, she announced. Gasps rose from the crowd. And they have told me the forest is in danger. The magic of the great oak is fading because of our actions. We must protect it. Some villagers were skeptical, but many believed her. After all, hadn't animals always seemed drawn to her? Hadn't strange wonders happened around her for years? To prove her words, Alara led a group of townspeople, including the castle advisors, into the forest. There, the animals stepped forward. Speaking through Alara, they told their stories. A beaver showed them a broken dam caused by tremors from digging. A family of foxes described how their den had collapsed. Even the trees, through their creaks and sighs, seemed to echo the plea for help. The final moment came, when the great oak shimmered faintly and a single glowing leaf floated down into Alara's hands. She held it high. The forest is trying to heal, but it needs our help. King Thorian, who had followed quietly behind, finally stepped forward. I see now. Your gift is real, and your heart is true. We will stop the construction immediately. Cheers rose from the forest and the village. The workers were called back, and a new plan was made to build the road farther from the sacred hills, and to involve the forest animals in all decisions about the land. Over the following days, the glow of the great oak returned. Flowers bloomed, birds sang, and the forest felt alive again. Princess Alara became a bridge between the people and the wild. From then on, every decision about the kingdom's growth was made with the guidance of both humans and animals. Alara's secret was no longer hidden. She was known as the princess who could talk to animals, and more importantly, as the one who listened when the forest cried.